Clips, clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.
And that, folks, is the meaning of faking life. Oh my lord. Anywho, so tonight going to talk about, has shoplifting been allowed to run out of control? Is it been allowed to go rampant? To make the public more pliable and willing to accept these new laws which allow the police access to government-held records. It's a breakdown between the separation of powers. Which, on the surface, as it's getting sold to us, seems all very reasonable, above board, and who would I disagree with this to stop the shoplifters? As always, when these powers are given out, they're open to abuse. And humans being humans, people do abuse the powers that they do get and have. So, is it a good thing that the police will now have access to immigration as well as passport photographs for facial recognition to compare them to crimes? Again, you could go down the route, well, if you're a criminal, what do you have to hide, so on and so forth. The principle remains that it's evaporating the lines of the separation of power which exists. And just the general principle of the separation of powers, it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? It's to stop corruption. It's to have firewalls in place. So, without firewalls in place, the erosion between the separation of state and, this is actually quite funny. Maybe I'm just going off in a Jesus in toast scenario, right? But yesterday, I touched on the fact there's a pilot scheme in Scotland right now through the court systems where they're now trying because of the low conviction rate in rape trials, they've managed to push through a pilot scheme of juryless criminal trials. Now, just as the ability for the police to now have full carte blanche access to government-held records, using the excuse of shoplifters, which seems very reasonable. What happened up here was the rollout of juryless trials, hiding behind rape. So now, call me crazy. To tackle the problem of shoplifters, I would change the law and legislation to allow security guards to do their fucking job without the threat of prosecution, getting sued, so on and so forth. Something... I'm just shooting from the hip here, but there's a lot of easier ways to solve the shoplifting problem than to erode the separation of police and government and just allow the police carte blanche to government records, government-held databases. There is easier options now. This also it also shows how the crack cocaine of social media, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and the like, have helped pave the way, lay the foundation for this coming out, in the sense that they've got the public riled up with all these videos, endless videos about the shoplifting that's going on. Now, I may or may not explain myself fully, but like I mentioned this before, and somebody left a very valid comment saying, "Here, no, this is actually happening. My ma witnessed it. People coming in, packing bags, and just doing it off." And I'm not saying it's not happening, and I'm not saying it's not happening to a great extent. What I'm saying is this being allowed to happen, because as far as I'm aware, and I could stand corrected, like a lot of the security guards and stuff have been told to not engage, like physically, because of the risk of injury, suing. I mean, if that security guard gets injured off the shoplifter, the security guard can then get benefits off the security company for life and all sorts. You know, like there's a lot of stuff to take into consideration. And these big, large corporations, whether it's a deliberate policy or whether it's just a cost-benefit analysis, who knows, maybe it's a cost-benefit analysis which is cheaper. It's cheaper just letting fucking cunts steal than it is to actually allow security guards to do what they have to do with the risk of injury and everything that may entail later on for the company supplying the security or the company employing the security. Or is the government deliberately acted toothless? Because they're not toothless. They could have easily put some legislation or something in place which would have meant the courts wouldn't have prosecuted security guards for doing their job, and would have maybe made a difference to the cost-benefit analysis to the corporations who are putting the security in place. So has there been like... has the social media been encouraged? Have they done it deliberately? Endless. And I've witnessed this myself firsthand, especially in the crack cocaine social medias. Endless videos of outrageous shit happening. Shoplifters just walking in, and as that my pal says in the comments, just filling their bags, turning around and doing the off. And security guards, I mean, like, when I was a wee guy, man, like they wouldn't fucking beat you up and shit, but you certainly wouldn't go unmolested, just like march in, march out kind of shit. And apparently, like, if you see the videos, it will make you angry, even as a unlaw-abiding citizen that I am. You're like, oh my god, that's outrageous, man. Do you know what I mean? And just like a lot of these things, it's in the pipeline. So the rape conviction rate being low, what's the solution? Juryless trials, not to fucking improve the fucking whole procedures in and around the rape case, so on and so forth. There's 1,000,001 suggestions out there by people that have went through the process from all angles. Not just jump straight to, see this whole principle that we've fucking had in law for hundreds of years. A fucking trial by a jury of your peers. Right, that's been eroded. Well, that's been eroded. I know there's lots of cases, especially in Scotland, where the vast majority of cases go through court without there actually being a court. It's fucking more, it's an administrative court. Right, there is no judge, there is no jury. Anyway, I don't want to go into the semantics of that, because you could be there all day arguing law. That's how liars make their money. But what I'm talking about here is the drip effect with the media. Well, the juryless trial is kind of scary, and they're hiding the juryless trial behind rape. Once that's established and they have the precedent set in law that you can have juryless trials, it will be expanded. Oh, we've got a low conviction rate and people fucking handing the government their ass. Juryless trial, do you know what I mean? Like, and I know that's like fucking beyond, I know that sounds bizarro, but can you imagine going back 200 years and going, right, Mr. Smith, you're going to be fucking accused of this criminal act that we can take away your liberty. And we're going to put you through a court, and there's going to be no fucking jury. They'd be like, nah, that will never happen. How can you have that? It's not a judge. It's not a court. If you've not got a fucking jury of your peers, that's been eroded without fucking people questioning it too much for convenience. Whose fucking convenience is that? The motherfuckers that are getting administered by these fucking courts. Anyway. Signed line, I'm rambling. Oh, Don, I'm unloud. But, so that's what's happening in Scotland's juryless trials. And again, like, I don't know if I'm seeing Jesus in toast. Because, I wouldn't say because I'm focusing on this, it's because I've noticed it in the press. That sewage thing just bamboozled me, because I've noticed that for months and months and months. Jobbies in the sea, jobbies in the sea, jobbies in the sea. And I'm like, and then boom! 6.6 billion minimum price rise, and you see all these laying of the groundwork to sway the public's opinion, and then boom, something getting rammed in your throat. I mean, it's yes, come on, the Man U. Sorry, I've got a wee line on tonight. So I do want the Man U to win. K9 in the evening, my friend. I work in a retail environment and see frequently shoplifters robbing the store for clothes. We lose money, but I cannot risk chasing after them. I'm liable to be sued by shoplifters. Ridiculous. See, K9, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And the government isn't impotent in this shit, man. They could do something about it, you know what I mean? Even if it was just as small a thing as bringing it up into the public discussion. And it's kind of weird, have you noticed? It's almost like there's electioneering going on. You would think there's a general election just round the corner. The Conservatives coming out and fucking singing from the... your average Nigel Farage UKIPper's hymn sheet. It was very funny that Nigel Farage News, also known as Great Britain News, was hanging about the Conservative conference 24/7. Models first. Great to see you back doing more lives, Craig. Thank you. Models first. Then that gives security guards free rein. Beat folk up. Blazing, it's about balance. You don't want to give them free rein. And I don't think the security guards are going to be fucking like beating motherfuckers up at random. You know, like back in the day when you could say that they might have been doing it because there was a fiend in the store, because you could tell with the smell, and they might get picked on. But nowadays, man, everything's fucking recorded fucking thrice. Do you know what I mean? Fucking 10 million cameras in the store, and then the fucking 20 million cameras that fucking every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry has popping out their orifice. Blazing, all because you're a shoplifting bastard, mate, right? Told you, don't do drugs and stop shoplifting, Blazing. Someone went outside the fire exit in Iceland last night in front of my eyes with 60 quid's worth of meat. Oh, mate. Fuck, did you see me cooking that steak last night? I swear, I didn't fucking run out of Iceland, but anyway, I got my steak out of Tesco's. Well, better steak. Oh, well, I don't know, mate. Models first, do you work in Iceland, or were you just shopping? Or were you just hanging around by shoplifters? It's got to be one. G stands for gullible. Hashtag Team Arsenal. Arsenal, are they playing tonight, buddy? I don't know if anybody's interested in this rubbish, but I'm happy to share if folk like a wee flutter every now and again, you know. Nothing wrong with that. So, I've got a couple on tonight. A wee accumulator. 9821. Woo! Baby. 1-1. I froze that. Thank fuck. Look at that. Beautiful, man. What a call. Sorry. What a call. Union Berlin were 2-1 up. I looked at their stats. I seen they were getting pumped. Fucking Sky Bet allows you to freeze one of your ACCAs in an accumulator. That was a brilliant call, because as you can see, they're now getting beat and it's full time. Beautiful. Right, so that's 43 pence. I need to have a wee refresh. See what else is coming up. Oh fuck, William 2 is getting beat 1-0. That's not good. They're at 1.30. I'll need to go and check the score of that, but they're not winning anyway. Gateshead, they're long odds, but still 0-0. So I'm not completely fucked. Man U, that's what I was cheering at. They went 1-0 up. Not that I'm a Man U fan in particular, to be honest. I mean, I was more of a Alex Ferguson fan back in the day than a Man U fan. But anywho, that's me, and talking enough about that. But we now have, as I said, all these events that seem to be individually reported on, but en masse. Just slightly different flavours, whether it be the shoplifting. However, like, how have you came across that shoplifting stuff? I know I have, right, through social media predominantly, and all the crack cocaine clips, where it's like fucking 15, 30 seconds. Yes, William 2 has just equalised. Come on, the William 2. Anywho, so, you see the barrage laying the groundwork. The cluster bombs before the troops go in, you know, it was fucking clearing the way for people to march in and go boom. And like, look at what's happened down in England with that price rise with the water companies. My lordy. The English people have been truly screwed over with that. The Scottish people are getting screwed over. Like, I need to find out the minutiae, but the fact that what I did find out is it's mainly or mostly, I can't remember the wording, mainly or mostly a publicly owned company. Right, now I'm just stabbing in the dark because I haven't confirmed any of this shit, but the fact that it says mainly leads me to believe there are shareholders to some extent. One of the shareholders may be the British government. This kind of setup happens. It happened with the banks. The British government had to bail out, and that's how the taxpayers became owner of some of the banks, or one of the banks. Can't remember what one it was now, but I think we've managed to sell it back to the same, more or less the same cunts that fucked it up in the first place. Funny that, isn't it? But move on, John. So let's see. G stands for gullible. Team Arsenal. Agree with Kips who can. I was just grabbing some sausages. Oh man, you should have got that on the TikToks, man. The TikToks people would have fucking loved that shit. RC Lens v Arsenal playing now. Oh fuck, is that on the old fucking champ? Why the fuck have I not got them in my accumulator? What fucking odds were Arsenal coming in? I play the odds. I'm a fucking weirdo that way. Right, excuse me, I'm just going to have a wee switch at the odds. No, right, odd one. Getting mixed up. There we go. New Lens at Arsenal. Oh, it's suspended. What's happened? 1 each. Arsenal 1-0 up in 15. I would have went for Arsenal, to be honest. It's 1 each now, and it's not giving me any odds. Carrick Rangers went 2-0 up. Anywho, so K9, you're a Arsenal fan, my man. Fair enough. And just grabbing some sausages, as you do. So, having a wee swatch, 10 votes in the poll. Shoplift 60-40 on the side of the shoplifting has been allowed to deliberately fucking propagated, who knows. It's not been addressed in very easy ways that most Tom, Dick and Harrys would jump to before this. Facial recognition and fucking police getting access to government databases. So the police have access to government databases. What if the government is investigating the police? Could happen. In fact, it should happen. I think it has happened. I think those scenarios, those kind of dynamics arise. So now the cops have the ability to bounce in and fucking facial recognise all these databases and shit. This is just going to, it's open to abuse. And it solves Sweet Fanny Adams. Or maybe people have different opinions. But please, let me know in the forum of the poll. And I may have to do a wee interlude around 9 o'clock time, because I've tried to see a man about a dog, and this dog is in fucking Turkey, so I've had to get a man with a dog who further away. It takes time, motherfucker. Right, so cops have access to your passport pic and driving licence pic. What do you mean they have access to it, blazing? Like it's on their computer? But what's happening now is they're scanning it. They're taking CCTV footage of people in a supermarket that's done X, Y, and Z, and now running recognition over the databases that the government have. I don't think the cops have access to your passport pic, mate. In fact, I'm pretty sure they don't. That's the whole fucking point of this exercise. The driving license thing, I can kind of understand, but I think the passport thing's been completely separate, because the passport has been government and the fucking police has been that. The driving license has been like what, the DVLA, isn't it? Which is kind of separate for the government, but that's had like disclosure laws with the police for ages about like registrations and stuff like that, identifiers. But I don't think, and I'm shooting for the hip here. I don't think they have access to passport pictures. That's the whole reason for this. Now they do. Well, they didn't. Now they do. I always stick 2 fingers up at the camera and as the self-checkout after pay. I seen a Tickety Talk video, and it was a dude in some here in the States somewhere, and in his line of work he had to wear a mask. I think he was some sort of doctor or nurse, and the long story short, he got, they do on Netflix. Well, exactly, mate. I'm a forensic scientist, and I know how to get away with crimes by the power of CSI. Shit, I've completely forgot what I was talking about now. Aye. Don't do drugs, kids. You'll have brain farts just like I did there. Well, what I think what we were going over was like the fact that at the moment, I don't, as far as I understood it, the police didn't have access to the passport database. That's why it's news that they do. And not only is it the passport database they're getting access to, it's the immigration database. Now, maybe you're right, Blazing. Maybe this is already in place, and maybe this is electioneering by the Conservative Party. We're no longer going to go to war with the cars. And we're going to now scan all known fucking criminals with the immigration database. Maybe that's what they're doing, the box they're ticking. The demographic they are trying to please. Maybe that's exactly what's going on. We can but speculate, I suppose. No. So now it's not just it's not just the shoplifting thing that you could say there has been groundwork laid and then boom, this law comes in. The sewage thing, I mean, for me that stands out because it was such a weird story. You know, it's something that it's very untypical to get in the news. It wasn't getting worse or anything. It was just like, oh, here, now we're reporting how many jobbies there really are in the sea, and you're like, right, okay. And then they started giving you jobby graphs and stuff, and then next thing, you know, £6.6 billion later, you're like, oh, that's what it was all about. So, is this the media being controlled by, working with the people who are out there doing the PRing for all these elements? Are we witnessing their good work with these sort of campaigns that get rolled out? I believe so. Anywho, let's have a wee look at the poll. We can see it. So, in the evening, blazing stars. Model first. Oh, dearie me, sorry. I'm so tired, man. Okey-doke. So, let's have a wee look and see what they're saying about the passports. See if there is any more updates as of the news that was there this morning. There we go, I finally found it. UK passports scanned by police. Details of your criminal record are not shown when your passport is scanned. So there's just information contained on your passport. What do police see when they scan your passport? What do immigration officers see when they scan your passport? UK. The computer chip or machine readable passports do not hold your criminal records or any other personal information other than your name, place of birth, date of birth, passport number, and issue and expiry dates. The chip is capable of carrying other information but not criminal records. Oh, is it now? Righty-ho. See, they're hiding this shit behind shoplifters. They're not just going to run the recognition between shoplifting and these databases. They're going to run the recognition against anybody they want. And if they do get anything flagged up and the person is guilty, who's going to argue with it, if you get me? So civil liberty campaigners warn Chris Phillips plan to initiate databases. Plan to interrogate databases are an Orwellian nightmare. No shit, Sherlock. British passport databases could be used to catch shoplifters, burglars, and other criminals under urgent plans to curb crime. Oh, wet your knickers, have you seen the tickety talks? They're running wild, so they are. The political ministers have said, Chris Phillips said he planned to interrogate data from the Political and National Database, PND, the Passport Office and other national databases to help police find a match with the click of one button. So, even building on the shit that I read this morning, you can see how it's not just about catching fucking shoplifters. That is the excuse, but this is the full 9 Orwellian yards of the police working with the government, using facial recognition of anybody and everybody in public, and that comes. Is the UK the most surveilled country in the world? I believe we are. I do believe the UK are the most fucking surveilled country in the world. So, the click of one button, but civil liberty campaigners have warned the plans would be an Orwellian nightmare. The amount to a gross violation of British privacy principles. There we go. Fucking hell, man. I could be writing... What fucking outfit is this? The Guardian or some shit? The Guardian? I could be writing The Guardian. But when they're going after Russell Brand, they don't give a shit about the principles of innocent until proven guilty. Fuck that shit. But here, principles! Pick and choose your fucking principles, why don't you, you fucking snakes? Foreign nationals who are not on the passport database could be found via the immigration and asylum biometric system, which will be part of an amalgamated system to help catch thieves. The measures have been deemed controversial by campaigners as the technology could get a match even if images are blurred or partially obscured. speaking at a fringe event of the Conservative Party conference, cha-ching, hosted by the Political Exchange think tank. Phillips said, I'm going to be asking police forces to... Oh my God. Right, see if you can't see what's happening here, man, folks. Right, I'm going to get conspiratard on your ass. I really need to dig up this clip. It's a clip of Jim Dawson. If you don't know who Jim Dawson is, stick him into your Googles. Very interesting dude. Ball deep in the politics of Northern Ireland. Get kicked out the Orange Order for being a wee bit too fucking right-wingish. Done a lot of fundraising, raising over £1 million and whatnot for the BNP. Pardon me. Runs a lot of stuff for Nick Griffin, the current or ex leader of the BNP, who another ex-member of the BMT at the time of these gentlemen that I'm speaking about is Tommy Robinson. He came out when getting interviewed by the BBC. It was Panorama, I do believe, when they were investigating the money men behind the far right in the UK. Jim Dawson, obviously top of their list, interviewed him, and he came out, and I'm very much paraphrasing here, but what he said is, all I do is want to move everybody ever so slightly over to the right. Right? And he doesn't give a shit what you're campaigning about. Brown people in boats, fucking the ULEZ zones, vaccinations, the list goes on and on and on and on. It's just it's the business of politics. And what he wanted to do is just move the general dial of the populace, not any individual or anything, just the general dial, ever so slightly over to the right of politics. Like, just move it over there, then the discussions, so that's where and jobs are good, June. And him and his extreme religious Christians, including the likes of David Icke, UK column. Who's Gollum for the UK column? What's his name again? Gerrish. Is it Brian Gerrish? Oh shit, man, I've not watched fucking... I just know him as Gollum. Is he... Oh shit, is he dead yet? I don't even want to say that because there is a possibility he's already dead. Itchy Richie. Dirty Tina Turd. All these fucking invaders. Fuck off back to fucking Leprechaun land, fucker. You know, the hypocrisies and all that. And you just need to scratch beneath the surface of these motherfuckers. Who was David? David Icke was working with Brian Gerrish back in the day. Way back in the day. Very early days, I had cable TV and all that. These motherfuckers were ball deep trying to spew their pish through the fucking using the vehicle of conspiracy. Anyway, I'm rambling on, but hold on, am I allowed? So, the Political Nation database, which has custody images. Right, hold on. So the police. I'm going to be asking police forces to search all of those databases, the police national databases, which has custody images. So I'll be in there, but also other databases like passport databases, not just for shoplifting, but for crime generally, to get those matches. Oh, God almighty. You'd think I actually read this. Because the technology is now so good that you can get a blurred image and get a match for it. Operationally, I'm asking them to do it now in the medium term, but by which I mean the next 2 years. We're going to try and create a new data platform, so you can press one button and it lets you search it all in one go. A one-stop shop for identifying any motherfucker at any fucking time, no matter how blurred. Are they going to be able to start seeing cunts that are they going to start fucking being able to identify motherfuckers behind their burkas and all that? You laugh, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. If we take a picture and then get the fucking bone structure for behind the burqa and shit, and then match that against the fucking bone structure, get some cunt's fucking face, normal face, and then you can like virtually stick a burqa over it. You're I would hope some people are laughing because it is meant to be funny, but I'm being serious as well. That's how great this technology is. Liberty, until the new platform is created, he said police forces should search each database separately. Liberty has criticised the government for attempting to turn the British public into border guards and watchmen, saying it fuels the politics of division. Really? Emmanuel Andrews, a policy and campaign manager at the campaign group, said time and time again the government has relied on social issues of the day to push through increase. Oh my god, you really would actually fuck. This is exactly what I swear to God, I have not read this fucking article. I read the BBC one earlier this morning, done a clip and then been sitting festering on it and search for this shit, as you've seen. This is mental. I could have wrote this article. Well, nah, I couldn't. I'd need a heavy spell check and a wee petite Japanese woman standing behind me with a whip. And they walk over my back. At first without high heels, but then we'll move it up a notch. But anyway. Oh my god, the guy is singing from my same hymn sheet. And it's just what we're seeing here with these extremely worrying proposals to encourage the police to scan our faces as we go to buy a pint of milk and troll through our personal information. I'm lost for words. The guy's actually the guy's first time a guy's took my breath away. By enabling the police to use private dashcam footage as well as the immigration and asylum system, the passport database, the government are turning our neighbours, loved ones and public service officials into border guards and watchmen. And like you heard the fucking government dude up top talking about a one fucking touch one button system. I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm acting as if I've not got Google. And I'm not going to spoil it. See if you can see what it is yet. Right, what time's that? 10 to 9. Right, hurry up, I need a dog. Glasgow's new CCTV. See if that works, right? Oh, good. Right, so it looks like we've got lots of CCTV cameras, just nobody. Oh shit, here's the stuff I can get sucked into even watching idiots fucking fight each other and stuff. Oh god, I'm going to do it, fuck it. Oh, hold on. Fuck me, I'm not saying a fucking word. I genuinely am not saying a fucking word. Oh my fucking lord. Wait, where is the fucking camera footage? Is it just pictures they're showing us? Shit, man. I think it's just a picture and I'm trying to click on the fucking play thing. I'm getting me being stupid. Oh, get away from that rabbit hole. Storm. Facial recognition. Well, it was back in May. I can remember this being all over the news, and it was a good few years ago. Scottish Biometrics Commissioner objects to proposals to abolish position of UK counterpart police to do whatever they like in the biometric space if post abolished. Right, this shit's very much at the forefront. Right, 2019. One month ago. Right, 2020. Is this maybe the right time frame? Facial recognition, no justification for police Scotland. Super Police Force Scotland. SMPs have warned. Police report said the software would be a departure from the current practice of policing by consent. Oh my god, I love that, right? So see if you're sick of the cops and the way you're getting policed, come to my election, vote us, not them. This was out 2020. Technology can scan crowds. Russia uses facial recognition. Challenged in court. Twitter demands AI company stop collecting faces. This is some real life Black Mirror stuff. How does the software work? Last month, the Met announced it would roll out the technology for the first time in London streets. No fixed state. Robust consultation. I rock up and ask a few jakes on the street, then roll it out. Anywho, I can't find. There's that one. Burglars. Anger over airports, passport gate's not working. Eurostars. Gibraltar. Huh. Anywho. Try a different browser than Google. Please, and you try another one. You try a different browser. Stick it in the chat. The pretext used. Hold on, I'll go back. They do on always stick to fingers up. So, will supermarkets and shops get access to this data? No, mate. I think it's the cops. They're saying get access to this shit. But the cops can get access to every database, like they can get their hands on, and it can all get flung in the mix. What it's doing is it's what my understanding is it's setting the legal framework or what have you for all these independent agencies to like share information with each other, especially when it comes to along the lines of abiding the law, which is this. Okay, I don't know. You can approach it for lots of different ways, can't you? I think most shoplifters' faces are already on police file. Well, that's one of the databases said they would have access to. Is custody pictures. That's what they said, wasn't it? Ones that have been caught. Another $1 billion quid app. Like the COVID one, cops should TikTok cyber session. Well, I forgot to say, I'm going to anybody that's interested can tune in tomorrow. And we'll see the PMQs in Cartoonland. And it's going to be Prime Minister's questions like you've never seen it before, motherfucker. Pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be from Cartoonland live. And then I've got an appointment at some point at 1 o'clock, I do believe. So I'll need to leave about 1:45, but I should get a wee trial of the shindig in tomorrow. If you want to join tomorrow at 12 bells, that's when Prime Minister questions kick off. Right, 64% say that the shoplifting shit was deliberately allowed to run out of control, if not propagated. The government acted impotent when they weren't to deal with this, and the solution, after letting it go unchecked for such a long period of time, is Orwellian measures of facial recognition and scanning against government databases, giving police access to their databases. Which a lot of people would say isn't on, John. Cheers blazing, if I can just find the right buttons to push. I'm lost here. I'm fucking lost. Ooh, right. Cops fear gangsters are evading laws. Glasgow's facial recognition cameras remain mothballed. This is 2020, so this does sound like the right time frame. Fears over Big Brother style human rights breaches mean the technology put in place in the city 2015. Boom, there we go. That's the timeline. That fits in, because I was like ball deep in my conspiratardom at that time, and I remember them talking about and what I'm going to kind of repeat the rhetoric that I would have been saying way back then. It was like the same shit that the Israeli military was using, same technology, facial recognition. But if this report is to be believed, it's not gone live, sparking a fury from frontline police officers. So the people who invented this technology don't give a shit because somebody was stupid enough to buy it. But they were stupid enough to buy it when they couldn't use it, when they didn't have the legal framework to use it. So here's an example of facial recognition not allowed to get used either because of public demand or opinion. Whereas now, boom shakalaka, that's the cops now got access to those databases. Maybe not the facial recognition CCTV on the streets, but it's sitting there mothballed, and that was 3 years ago. So who's to say the cops don't get the because of all the shoplifters, the ability to go switch it on tomorrow then they have access to that facial recognition. That means that any and everybody in Glasgow city centre can get ran against this database. Now, and again, oh, but if you have nothing to hide, I'm trying to find the words to explain this. I've been on the run before. No, technically about it. I was on the fucking run. Managed to evade the cops, who, when there was a warrant out for my arrest, I think I managed to body swerve them for about fucking 14 months. So, if that happened to me, if that scenario happened either just now or in a few years' time, I could be walking through a city centre, boom shakalaka, automatically fucking and I could be just bouncing about, and I could have a warrant out my, well, I had my warrant out for my arrest for a fucking pile of shite. Stuff that when get put in front of a fucking sheriff, no fine, no charge, admonished. It's a Scottish thing, check it out. And I could have had the fucking Judge Dredd motherfuckers coming after me in the city centre for some bullcrap. Good thing, bad thing, making you comply, just making sure that you fucking do everything that fucking everybody ever fucking tells you, and you need to go there and do that. You know, it's not so much scary as it is inevitable. Is it the way of the world? At least people should start questioning it. You know. What would the member of the royal family who was the Jack the Ripper allegedly have done if we had facial recognition back then? Would the royal family have to get outed as a serial killer? Another billion search engines sent a link. Tech there, but not switched on. Getting rid of the ECHR paves the way. I would say ECHR, but paves the way for all this shit. ECHR, I feel like I should fucking know that. It's like some sort of government fucking... I'm going to meditate on it. I'm not Googling it, okay? I'm just meditating. Humana. European Court of Human Rights. There we go. I knew it was something along those lines. Thank you very much. Very true. What the fuck was... Oh, in fact, here's the synchronicity. He's talking about Scotland putting a pilot scheme of juryless criminal trials in place. You know, if you've got a low conviction rate, what do? Do you try harder? Do you make sure the law is right? Or do you just fucking make sure there's one judge, one jury, one executioner? Aye. This was happening. It's not even in the pipelines. Happened. In place. Oh, but it's just a pilot. Just a pilot. So thanks for that blazing, my man. So has it been switched on? Yeah. But it's there to get switched on when we need it. This was 2020, wasn't it? This is just a bought here before the old pandemic. European Court of Human Rights. Thank you very much, Model first. Right. I'll be honest, your name rings a bell and I just want to check out your channel to see. Oh, damn it. I really was... I was living in a fantasy land where there was going to be a big model first. Well, legs up to their fucking armpits and shit. Oh shit! I need to send postcode to the man about a dog. Ah, you fuck man, I can't type. Anywho, so Glasgow was ahead of the game. We've got that fucking facial recognition shit just ready to switch on when and if there's a demand for it. I don't know, we might see a spate of fact. I'm saying this and it has actually fucking happened. Where there has been a spate of fucking rapes and sexual assaults in the alleys of Glasgow city centre. Fuck. Oh shit, I'm beginning to think I'm seeing Jesus in toast now. Let me just stick this in the Googles. See if I have got fucking... rapes in Glasgow city centres alleys. $4 oh god, oh no man, that just puts you in a fucking absolute sewer, doesn't it? You know, it changes your whole mindset. It's just fucking even dipping into shite like this, man. It's fucking horrible. Right. What the God almighty. Right, maybe this is man charged with alleged rape in Glasgow city centre. Man charged with alleged rape in Glasgow city centre. Is that the same one? March 2013. March 2013 looks like the same one. July 2013, Glasgow United Millers Ground. If they sign rapist, that's a nice story. Notorious rapist, the Beast of Ibrox dies in prison. Oh, nice one. I must have been a Celtic fan, I take it. Somali. How lobbying. Right, this prison service criticised for moving trans women. Fuck. Right, that's weird because I'm talking for, you know, people talking. Like, hearing from normal people talking about, oh, did you hear about that fucking rape and shit? Making sure this man with his dog knows where the fuck he's going. Because I'm fucking starving. And I want some dog meat. Anyway, so, I don't know, but I'm going to keep my ear to the ground about that to see if there is any emphasis on the shite that goes on in the Glasgow city centre with the proviso of trying to get enough traction through the press to later on allow the swell of public opinion to call out for the facial recognition to get switched on. And like, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, people can make up their own minds. I'm just putting out the idea and theory about what I see, in the sense that the press, knowingly or not, willing participants or not, are swaying the public's opinion for a lot of things, and later on turn up and go through Parliament in the way of laws and legislation. And a lot of the time, it's stuff that like you could say, adapt, they might not. The public might have not have been of that opinion if it wasn't for X, Y, or Z, like the jobbies in the sea. If it wasn't for the press constantly telling you about jobbies in the sea for the past 6 months to the 12 months, would you be as easily bent over and another 110 plus pounds tax shoved up your arsehole just so that your government can allow companies, private companies, to give you water? What's the fucking point of government if they don't fucking supply you with water? What is the point of government? They don't run the water, they don't run the electricity. What do they run? Do they just on with a big fucking net? Go out, throw in your fucking cash and we'll dish out licenses for you motherfuckers to go and do shit because we're the people that say yay or nay. And what do you do? Sweet fuck all. They can't organise a piss up in the brewery. Or is that deliberate? Sturgeon must be gonna get charged. So it'll be a juryless. I don't get what you're meaning. Blazing, don't get that, my man. Is Sturgeon going to be charged? I've not up to speed on that shite. It seems to have no died a death. Everybody's still poking fun about the camper van and all that shit, but the meat of the pudding, the crux of the matter seems to have went away, doesn't it? Don't really seem to be getting that shit. So 64%, 11 people have now voted. Thank you very much, everybody that's voted. 64% say yes, that shoplifting has been allowed to run rampant, especially in the eyes or the perception of the public. Do you know what I mean? Like, Britain's a big place, so shoplifting happens. On what scales and to what extent, debatable. But if you go around and just do a big collage of every shoplifting event in the UK on a daily basis and play that to some folk, and that's their reality. Their reality is licking Windows 11. That's what's really happening. I've seen it on fucking YouTube. Aye, that's that edited version of reality, you know. I'm not saying it's not happening. It's to what extent and how much is that getting propagated to change people's perception of it's happening all the time, everywhere, and it's rampant. Maybe that is the reality. Maybe it's not. Why is it getting played in the press all the time? And if there is maybe an outcome, which I'm talking about just now, in the sense that the police now breaking the separation of like kind of state and the cops, that could have been the agenda all along. Some might say. English bills going up 140 quid next year, I heard, for future investment in system. What about all the profits the shareholders take from English water? Well, that's because it's privatised, mate, but like Scotland has a similar system, but one of the shareholders is the Scottish Government, so they make money off the dividends, but there are private individuals profiting from it as well. Not to mention the people that run the company who will be getting funny, stupid fucking salaries. Probably, 5 times, 10 times as much as the Prime Minister and all that. So it's... You can't privatise a monopoly. Water, electric and gas should never the shit shouldn't even go anywhere near privatisation. What the fuck are they going to compete over? My electricity's better than your electricity. Was it turn the lights on brighter? My water doesn't have jobbies in it, their water does. Right, now that would be a selling point. But no, because it's all the same. Bought and paid infrastructure. Bought and paid for by taxpayers throughout the decades, if not millennium. And private entities have allowed to come on and go, here, hold on, I want to make some money off that. And then the argument gets wrapped up in the bullcrap argument behind communism and capitalism and all that 9 yards and jazz. So make sure you vote. I notice there's another vote in there, and it's put it to 58-42. That's interesting. I thought it would be more obvious, but again, maybe this is my Jesus and toast. I am more than open to those to that reality. Maybe I am seeing Jesus and toast. Ben Judges, what pubs have you been hanging about in, blazing? Juryless trials. I mean, Kip, the only way most politicians can get off criminal fraud trials. Well, again, if you are going to corrupt the justice proceedings, whether you're a rapist or whatnot, it is easier to bribe one person than it is. How many people are in a jury? Is it 12? Not 100% sure. It is easier to bribe one than it is 12. It's true. That's very true. Funny and true. True and funny. Anywho, I am going to do the off shortly, so if anybody has anything to say or want to get off their chest, stick it in new. Now, as I said, I'm going to do Prime Minister's questions tomorrow live using the cartoon filter. So, oh shit, it didn't work. So it should be quite funny. Well, I'm hoping so. It's funny in my mind, but I'm a child, so tune in tomorrow for some cartoon PMQs. It should be good crack. I'm going to start trying to do this slot regularly on a Tuesday, as well as the other clips and live streams that I will stick up. Anybody want to get in touch, details are below, and feel more than welcome, get in touch and leave any comments about the shows. So do you get it? Got it? Good. Alrighty then. Catchies. Clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And 1995.